Yes, viewers, I am back again. Last episode, whatever we did in last episode, we are going to continue that. And we had done, what we were doing, if you remember, that one word more than one preposition. And we had already covered the word agree, angry, inquire, lean. The next word is die. When someone dies, everyone asks, what is the reason behind? First of all, definitely, some disease is the reason. So, it will take off a disease. In the sense, he died of cancer, he died of AIDS or any disease. Whenever some disease, it is off. Then some slaves were given in ancient times. Nowadays, there is no slavery. They were given so much of work that they used to die. Okay, because of that. So that is called from overwork. That slave died or slaves used to die from overwork. And for a cause in the sense, someone died for his country. So we'll have to say he died for his country. So that is, apart from that also, it is snake bite. If it is a snake bite is not a disease, it is not a reason, it is not overwork, so it takes by. It is somewhat exceptional. So he died by snake bite. Clear? Then comes same thing running. Apologize. The word apologize in the sense when we say sorry to someone. Okay. So it is apologize to a person. You had done something wrong. You said sorry to your principal. So you can say I apologize to the principal. I apologize to my friend. Even you can say sorry to your friend if you have committed a mistake. For a wrong. I apologized for my mistake. See, to a person, for a wrong. Something went wrong, so you had to say sorry. You say, for that I apologized. Then it is appeal. Appeal also takes two prepositions. To a person, for a thing. Appeal means to request. Appeal, we appeal to the chief minister. We appeal to the chairman of the company. Because he is a person, so it is to. And for a thing means you can say we appealed to the chief minister for a concession, for his consideration, for his immediate action. So whenever it is person, we use to. Whenever it is a thing, we use for. Next is your apply. Apply is also somewhat similar. Okay? If it is a person, you are applying to a person. You can apply to, I applied to my boss. I applied to the higher authority. Because it is a person. So you talk about to. When it is a post, apply for something, some post. I apply for that post. I applied for appointment. Like that. Next is our argue. Argue with a person for or against a point. See, argue, I argued with him, you can say. I argued with the shopkeeper. Because maybe whatever the given price or something, he was going to charge more than that. So you argued. There was an argument. So if it is a person, you say with. And if you have a point to raise, so you can say I argued for that point. I argued or against that point. Okay, attend. Attend also has two different meanings. Attend whenever a lesson or anything you want to pay attention to, you have to say to. Okay, attend to your studies, attend to your lessons which are going to come in the exam. But person in the sense attend on a person, it indicates some sort of service, like the nurse attends on a patient, doctor attends on a patient, like that. On a person, to a thing. Call, say call on a person at a place. Call on and call at. First make it clear. Actually call means to call someone. Kahaku dakiba. Kintu call mane eti dakiba nuho, eti jibba. Okay? Like call on a person. You can say, to get that concession, we called on the chief minister. We called on the chairman of the company. Okay? And whenever you want to say place, so you can say, he called on me at my office, called at my college. Understood? Call at and call on. Call on a person, call at a place. Care. Care also takes two prepositions. Care for a person, of a thing. You can say he doesn't care for me because me is a person. Or you must care for your elders because elders are persons. And of a thing, you must take care of the things required in the examination hall or something. Or during travelings, you must take care of those things. Then compete. Compete with a person for a thing. Compete when you are going for a competition. That is compete. Compete with a person. You can say, suppose in your class, there was a very good student. Okay. Like in your class, a student called Archana was there. She is too good or something. You can say, I had to compete with Archana to go on the top. Okay, because she is always the topper and now you are talking about that. And for a thing, you can say, I had to compete for the prize. I had to compete for the award, for the top place. Wherever you mention those, it is for. Like with a person, whenever it is person, it is with, compete with. I had to compete with in certain cases. Suppose somebody is trying for a fluency. I remember one of my students called Varsha. She is very fluent. So you can say, so I had to compete with Varsha to get that, please. Things like that. Complain. Complain gote word. আমি যেতବେଳେ ଗୋଟେ କମ୍ପ୍ଲେନ୍ କରିବାକୁ ଯାଉଛୁ ନିଶ୍ଚୟ କାହା ପାଖକୁ କମ୍ପ୍ଲେନ୍ କରିବା କାହା ପାଖକୁ ଯିବା କମ୍ପ୍ଲେନ୍ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଆଉ କାହା ବିଷୟରେ କମ୍ପ୍ଲେନ୍ କରିବା ଏଠି କମ୍ପ୍ଲେନ୍ ଟୁ ହେଇପାରେ ଏଗେନ୍ଷ୍ଟ ହେଇପାରେ complain to the higher authority, complain to the officer against the person who deceived you or who wanted bribe from you, who wanted to complain. So both you have to use to and against here. To means you are writing that application or whatever it is that complaint to that person, that to that authority, and against the person who is doing, and whatever he did, it is off. Complaint of his misbehavior, complaint of delay in service, things like that. Next comes your consult. Consult also when it is a person, consult with a person, and consult about something. You can say, I consulted with my friend about the function, about the marriage, about anything. So whenever we say consult, so has to be two things over there. You are consulting definitely with your friend. So consult I consulted with a person, my friend or my senior or anyone or brother or anything, and consulted about something. Whatever thing you wanted to discuss, that is consulted with. Then controversy. Controversy also, has two things. If it is a person, so controversy with a person. I had a controversy with him. But about whatever discussion or something or points you differed, there was a controversy. You have to say controversy about. Then converse. You want to talk to someone. So converse with a person. I conversed with him. I conversed with my colleague. Conversed with my seniors because they are persons. And whatever you discussed, it is about. Conversed about that thing. Conversed about the function. Okay. Then it is deal. Deal with a person in a thing. Deal with a person means to tackle a man, to talk to, suppose your boss is there. You find it difficult to deal with him because his way of working, your way of working is different. So you can say, I find it difficult to deal with him. Whereas in a thing, deal in refers to business somewhere. He deals in sugar. He deals in wheat, rice. That he talks about your business. Okay. Then differ. Whenever you see, it's not that whatever we say, a person is going to accept it. There has to be a difference. Difference of opinion. Okay. So whenever you differ with a person, you have to use with. Differ with and differ from thing. That means whatever he said, you differed from it. I differed with him. I differed from his suggestion. Okay. Now you see, distinguish. Distinguish. Wherever distinguish is over there, you have to distinguish. You can say one thing from another. Okay. There are so many things you talk about. Then you can say, I found it in the beginning, I found it difficult to distinguish one thing from the other. Distinguish one thing from another. Okay, distinguish. That means there are so many things. But when there are only two, you have to use the word between. Distinguish between the two books, two proposals or somewhat like that. Then enter. See, enter. Enter is very important for everyone while talking and especially for students. Why it is, you see? You will see enter. Most of the people always use into with enter. But enter doesn't take any preposition. When you talk about entering a hall or entering a room, whenever you mean যে আমি ভিতরକୁ যাଉଛେ সেଠି no into, only enter. It is wrong to use enter into. But enter into you can use only in one case. When it is paperwork, like it is we entered into an agreement. Okay, it doesn't indicate you are entering something. Whenever you enter, I entered that room. He entered the class. Okay, he entered the hall. No into. Into means paperwork. Then entrust. Entrust. ଯେତେବେଳେ ଗୋଟେ କାମ ଜଣକୁ ଦିଆହଉଛି, it is entrust. ENTRUST, entrust. ତ entrust a work to a person. ଗୋଟେ ଲୋକ ହଉଛି person, it is two. You can say he entrusted that job, that work to me because me is a person. Okay, I entrusted that work to my friend because he is a person. But with a thing, যদি আগ মଣିষ जदि आगो पर्सन आम यूज करदेले तापरे you will have to use with, like he entrusted me with the work. देखो सेम जिनस आम कही पारिबा दी प्रकार, two ways we can speak. He entrusted the work to me, he entrusted me with the work. That means before a person we use to, before a thing we use then grateful. देखो grateful, thankful, oblige. Grateful, thankful, oblige, all three, they have same meaning and they take same preposition. To a person, for a favor or something like that. Like to a person means you can say, I am grateful to you, I am thankful to my teachers, I am obliged to my father, like that, because they are all persons. And here for a thing, grateful, I am grateful for your help, I am grateful for the favor, because it is not a person. Then thankful, obliged, same thing I have told already. That is interfere. Interfere with a person in some matter. Interfere with a person in the sense, interfering is a very disturbing and a very negative habit. Like if a person is telling something, you have to allow him to speak. Ta mojhire kahibata interfere. So interference with, you came to know, interference with a person in some matter. I will tell you something about it. You might remember the story of Private Quelch. Private Quelch was a trainee in some army camp. He was a very talented and a very knowledgeable person, more knowledgeable than his instructors. Kintu se abhyasta kahaku khushi kari parlani, all were angry with him. And finally, what happened? Because of his interfering habits, he was permanently nominated for kitchen duty. He became a cook's in charge. He could not become an army officer, though he was very talented. So you can say, interfere with, you have a knowledge, it doesn't mean that you will tell it anywhere to anyone. You must know where to show it, how to show it. And then, interfere. In interfere, you can take example of that. Private Quelch used to interfere in all instructions, in all studies and all. So that infuriated his seniors, his instructors. Then meet. Meet is a very interesting thing, you must know. Whenever you are going to meet, okay, you are meeting someone, a person, you cannot use any preposition. Okay? You can say, you are meeting a person means you can say, I met Ashok yesterday, not with. Okay? He met me in the mall, at home. We cannot use whenever a person meeting, janako sange janako dekha, seti we cannot use any preposition. But meet with can be used. Okay? Meet with a person. Meet with an accident. Whenever it is a person, you cannot use. Whenever an accident, it is meet with. Next is our part. Part means olaga hoba. So part from a person, part with a thing. Part from a person, I got transferred, you can say, when I got transferred, it was very difficult for me to part from my friend. Part friend, olga hava, and part with. You have a very important thing, your favorite, maybe your car, maybe your pen, maybe your shirt, someone took it away. You are telling, it is very difficult to part with my favorite thing. Part from a person, part with a thing.